Hello everyone. So today we are back with our session and today we are going to start a very important topic from the topic of income tax, that is salary. So this particular topic of salary is very important for your UGC NET December 2018 attempt for paper 2 commerce. Also, before starting with the important practice question, I would like to tell you one thing, that this particular topic of salary does not have very lengthy numericals, but very basic questions, or you can say very basic allowances, or you can say very basic questions related to salary are being asked in the question. So if you know these basic concepts, you'll be very well be able to solve the questions when they usually come in your exams. So we'll be covering some very small concepts in salary. So let us move ahead and have a look at the first question for the day. The following is not taxable as income under the head salaries. Now, salaries is something that is the most common form of earning income because a lot of people are being employed in some of the business premises or some of the other companies and all. So, salary is the most common form, and we often receive salaries in various forms, be it in the form of you can say allowances, you can say in the form of free accommodation, you can say a lot of facilities are being offered to these employees. So several times the salary that is being offered to an individual can be in various forms. So we need to identify here that which of the following is not taxable under the head salaries. So we need to be very thorough with the various forms of payment given to an individual. So let us have a look at the options now. Commission received by a full-time director. So there is a full-time director in a company, he is receiving a commission. Next, remuneration received by a partner. Third, allowances received by an employee. D, free accommodation given to an employee. Now, before answering this question, we'll try to evaluate and analyze each of these options. The first option, commission received by a full-time director. So, if I talk about director, so directors can be paid either in the form of salary, or they could be paid a percentage of profits. If I specifically talk about Companies Act, then Companies Act makes uh, it restricts the companies to pay the managerial remuneration to its director exceeding 11% of its profits. So you cannot make payment to your directors exceeding 11% of profits in the total form. So you can see here that commissions, or you can say the commission is being offered to the director in the form of salary. So that could be that is definitely being computed in the under the head salaries. So this is one of the forms of payment that is being covered under salary, and hence this is not an answer. Evaluating the second statement, remuneration received by a partner. Now a partner who is running a private enterprise, you can say a partnership firm basically. So let us say there is a partnership firm, and there are three partners, A, B, and C. So the remuneration received by these people is not received by way of acting as an employees. Rather, they are receiving their amount in the form of partnership profits they are actually being making. So any amount of remuneration, unless it is mentioned that they are receiving it in the form of or in the capacity of an employee, any remuneration being received by partners will be in the nature of business, and hence it will be covered in the topic of PGBP and not under the head salary. So clearly our answer is B, that is the remuneration received by a partner is not taxable under the head salaries until you have specifically mentioned that he receives his remuneration in capacity of a manager or as an employee. Third, allowances received by an employee. It could be in any form, be it your house rent allowance, be it your medical allowance or any other form, and these will be covered under the head salary. Free accommodation to an employer. Many a times, your employer might be willing to give you accommodation if you are living in some metropolitan cities. So again, that could be a form of remuneration and is computed under the head salaries. So remuneration received by a partner is the correct answer in this case. Moving to the next question now. Section 192 under the Income Tax Act is relating to deduction of tax from. So many a times whenever your employer or whenever you are receiving any payment from any source, the the payer is actually liable to deduct tax, also known as TDS or tax deducted at source. So this is mandatory because the government makes it mandatory for the payer to collect TDS, And this particular TDS is a form of tax that is being submitted on your behalf by the payer to the government. So he deducts the amount from your income generated and he pays it on your behalf to the government. So we have to answer this question that section 192 of the Income Tax Act deals with deduction of tax under which of the following? Is it relating to salary? Is it relating to interest on securities? Is it relating to life insurance proceeds? Or is it relating to rent? So that's a factual question and have been asked once in one of the past years of your UGC exam. And the correct answer is salary. So section 192 talks about the deduction with respect to salary. Moving to the next question for the day now. Value of free food given to the employees exempt up to what amount? So many a times when you're living when you are actually waiting for till the dinner time or till late evening or otherwise as well. Many a times these employers have the habit of giving you a form of food, or sometimes the value of food is also being given to you. Specifically, if I talk about the examples of chartered accountants who actually go to their clients' places or those who have field jobs. So specifically in their cases, they are being remunerated in the form of their food, be it lunch, dinner, or anything. And again, that could not be given to you without any limit. So the income tax authorities has kept a limit up to which the value of a food would be exempted from taxes. So in this question, we have to give that amount. So is it rupees 60 per meal? Is it rupees 50 per meal? Is it rupees 45 per meal? Or none of the above? So this is relating to your daily meal amount. So on a daily basis, if you're giving the value of one meal, then the amount cannot exceed rupees. We have to tell in this question, and the correct answer is B, that is 50. You cannot give the value of free food exceeding rupees 50, and if you're giving it above rupees 50 per meal, then that would be taxable. So let us have a look at the example. So let us say that X is a person who receives a value of free food daily of rupees 70 per meal from his employer. Now what would be happening in this case? That rupees 50 shall be exempt as it is the limit, and the amount exceeding rupees 50, that is rupees 20, shall be taxable under the head of salaries. Similarly, we can compute it for the whole month. That would come out to be 6,000 rupees. That amount would be taxable and rest would be exempted. So the correct answer is 50. Moving to the next question now. Gratuity received by a government employee is dash. So first of all, before answering this question, you must know what is gratuity. So gratuity is basically has been derived from the word ex gratia payment, that is also known as gracious payment. So for your continuous service to the organization, in order to protect you from any cost, any loss or any insecurity or any financial burden, you are being paid a certain fixed amount at the end of your retirement, so that there is no financial difficulty on the loyal employees of an organization. So it is being given to all the employees, and there are certain conditions. So in general cases, if you have rendered 5 years of continuous service to an organization, you are eligible for claiming gratuity. But in certain cases, they are exempt up to a certain limit, and in certain cases, they are fully taxable. In certain cases, they are fully exempt. So in cases of government employees, the gratuity received is fully exempt. They are not allowed to pay taxes. The full amount of gratuity is being exempt. So we need to learn this particular term. Also, I would like to tell you here that while you're reading the question, you have to be very careful that whether it's a government employee, whether they're talking about a private employee, because the provisions for each of these employees will keep on changing. So maybe for private employees, the limit must be something else. For government employees, it is fully exempt. So you have to be careful while reading the questions as well. Moving to the last question for the day, for the topic of salary. What is the maximum amount of gratuity exempt from taxes? Now there is no mentioning whether it's a government employee or it is a private employee. So we'll assume here that it's a private employee, because for the government employees, they are fully exempt. But for the private employees, there are certain limits, and the limits have recently changed in the current budget session of 2018. So it is very likely that questions of current nature could be asked. So is it 10 lakhs, the limit for exemption? Is it 15 lakhs? Is it 20 lakhs? Or is it 30 lakhs? Now, all those who have not been updated might say that the answer is 10 lakhs. But I would like to tell you that according to the current rates, the limit has been changed. It was earlier 10 lakhs, but now the limit has been raised to 20 lakhs. So the amount of gratuity that is being exempt is 20 lakhs now. So you have to be careful on this. So that was all for today, and I hope that these questions would have been helpful to you in solving the questions for your exams. And we'll be coming up with more such videos on other topics of income tax. Stay tuned to our videos and do not forget to subscribe to our channel, DU High and Anuj Jindal. Just for your reminder, we'll be continuously posting such practice questions on other topics as well, of other subjects as well for paper 2 commerce till your exams. So keep watching. Thank you and have a nice day.